Here, I got one. This little kid sees his grandpa smoking, and he says, "Hey, Grandpa, can I have a cigarette?" And Grandpa says, "Is your dick long enough to reach your asshole?"
Class.
And the kid says, "No." So Grandpa says, "Well, I guess you ain't old enough. Sorry, baby." Then the next day, Grandpa sees the kid eating some cookies, and he says, "Hey, can I have a cookie?" And the kid says, "Does your dick reach your asshole?" And the Grandpa says, "It most certainly does." So the kid says, "Well, then go fuck yourself, baby, and get your own cookies."
You call that a joke, do you?
You got a better one, baby?
If not, I should hang me head in shame.
I think I might go read for a bit.
Sit right there, you bastard! Now then, a fireman sees a wee girl across the street from the fire station, playing with the little red wagon. She's in the wagon, got a plastic fireman's cap on her head, got her dog tied to the wagon. The fireman walks over to say hello, and he sees that she's got the dog tied to the wagon by his bollocks. You've not heard this one, have you?
It's new to me, baby. Keep going.
Yes, I can hardly wait to hear how it turns out.
Shh!
He sees she's got the dog tied to the wagon by his bollocks, so he walks up to her and says, "Look here, little girl, your doggy will pull your wagon much faster if you tie the rope round his neck instead." And the girl replies, "Yes, but then what will I do for a siren?"
That's a good one, baby.
Very amusing, Jack.
Did I forget the bit about the dog's bollocks?
No, it was in there, baby.
What the fuck? It is the middle of November.
So what, baby?
So none of you, not a single goddamn one of you, has grown a mustache. That's what, baby.
Don't get nasty now, baby.
Why is it bad or notable in any way that we haven't grown mustaches?
Because, Stuffy, it's Movember. You're supposed to grow a mustache to raise awareness about prostate cancer.
Says who?
Says everybody. You guys have seriously never heard of Movember, No Shave November?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I heard of it, baby. I just don't care.
You don't care about men's health? You don't care about prostate cancer?
No.
Not even a little.
Stuffy, don't tell me this is your attitude as well. I mean, you know how this goes. You're on the board of a charity, right? What's the name of it? That stupid bullshit outfit you're in charge of?
The Mid-Atlantic Food Bank.
Yeah, so you must appreciate how important Movember is.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know enough about it to have an informed opinion.
What would you possibly need to know?
If it actually makes any sort of a difference, how much money is raised as a result.
It's not about raising money, Stuffy. It's about raising awareness.
All the same, I'm fairly certain the American Cancer Society's No Shave November website has a donate button.
All you charity types care about is money. What about making the world a better place?
How do you do that without any money?
I don't know, by giving people hope.
Giving people hope by growing hair.
That's right, growing hair. That's the beauty of it, something everybody can do.
Everybody except cancer patients undergoing chemo and radiation treatments. Why not shave your hair off instead? Is flaunting your own full, healthy hair growth really the best way to show solidarity with them? Isn't that a bit like raising awareness for spinal cord injuries by encouraging everyone to walk around?
Or raising awareness for blindness by looking at shit.
Or raising awareness about alcoholism by getting pissed up at the pub. I'd do it.
You guys are fucking unbelievable. I can't believe I'm the only one who grew a mustache.
You've had that mustache, along with the rest of your beard, for a year and a half.
Well, at least I care enough about prostate cancer to continue not shaving.
You've still been trimming, though, I've noticed.
Since when is good grooming a crime in this house? Anyway, it doesn't matter what any of you have to say to me about this, because not only did not one of you motherfuckers grow a mustache this month, last month, not one of you wore pink either.
Neither did you.
I did so. I wore my pink ribbon.
When?
Yeah, I don't recall that shit, baby.
I didn't know you even had a breast cancer awareness ribbon.
Sure I do. It used to be my AIDS ribbon, and then I spilled bleach on it.
So now what do you wear to raise awareness of AIDS?
Is that still a thing? Okay, here's one for you. You might have heard it before, but don't interrupt. I really like telling it. This guy's on a bus, right? And he notices in the seat directly across the aisle from him is this beautiful young woman who happens to be a nun. And the guy knows that he probably shouldn't, but he can't resist, so he works up the courage and he leans across the aisle and he says to this girl, You know, it just breaks my heart to see a beautiful young woman like yourself wasting her life at the service of some outdated patriarchal institution like the Catholic Church. Why don't you take off that habit and leave your sisterhood and come out with me tonight, and I will show you what life is really all about. And the nun sort of gives him the cold shoulder and turns away and doesn't speak to him for the rest of the trip. And when her stop comes up, she gets off without looking at him, without saying a word, and she exits the bus. Well, the guy is kind of dejected, and he rides the rest of the way to his stop. And then when he's about to get off the bus driver stops him, and he says, "Look, I overheard what you told that young nun, and I can't help but feel a little sympathy for you. I understand she is a really beautiful girl, so I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll let you in on a little secret. She rides my route every day. I know almost everything about her and her routine, and I know that every Friday night at 9 p.m. she is in the cemetery praying by the grave of her dead sister. And she is in such an emotional state when she does that, and so spiritually open, that if you go to her dressed as Jesus and you convince her that you are Jesus Christ, she is likely to let you do anything you want to her." So the guy thinks about this for a little while, and he decides he's going to go for it. What does he have to lose? So he dresses up as Christ, gets the robe, gets a beard, gets a long-haired wig, and he goes to the cemetery that Friday night at 9 p.m. And sure enough, he sees the nun dressed in her habit, crouched over the grave of her sister. And he sneaks up on her, and he reveals himself, steps out of the shadows, and he says, "My child, you have pledged yourself to my church as a wife pledges herself to her husband. And now I, your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, wish to know you as a husband knows his wife." And the nun says, "Well, I only have one request, Lord. Can we please just have anal sex so I'll remain a virgin and I won't be kicked out of my sisterhood and I won't break my vows of celibacy?" And the guy says, "Sure, okay." And they have anal sex right there in the cemetery on the grave of the nun's sister. And when it's over, maybe it's because he's feeling a little giddy, a little high on himself, a little full of himself, not sure what, but the guy stands up and he pulls off his beard and he pulls off his wig and he says, "I have a confession to make. I'm not really Jesus, I'm the guy from the bus." And the nun stands up and she pulls the hood of her habit off and says, "I have a confession to make too. I'm not the nun, I'm the bus driver." So what you think?
It's a little misogynistic, baby.
And homophobic.
Jack, what did you think?
You forgot the bit about the dog's bollocks.